Hello again to this adventure of ours. We have today checking volume 12, checking. We're today on volume 12. Adventure right. We're almost there, guys. I am almost there. You are so fucking far away. Holy shit. Anyway, all you wanted to do was to make a new friend. And now you're running like hell from a giant white creature with two heads. That looks white and looks greenish to me. But I guess that's what the environment. Each sporting a single garish eye, kind of like a cyclops, except with two of the one-eye face, so you guess it's a two-cyclops? Looks like 2D to me. Whatever it is angry as hell. And chasing you through a tangled jungle, you leap over and stand all ferns and duck under one of those big woody vines jungles always have. After befriending Jane, you ask her for the means of some of her friends. Not too many details, you made that mistake with Solux, just a little tantalizing friendship, amuse bunch, to get you started. Specifically, you were interested in the friend that needed her help daily. Now that sounded like some fertile ground for a relationship. You're gonna regret bringing it up though, because Jane got very flustered, telling you about Jake? It's clear that her friendship with this guy is a topic of some emotional turmoil. Well, who better to help sort it out than you, everyone's friend? But instead of friendship, you'll be greeted by a number of ferocious white monsters. Okay. What a horrible circumstances. Your gobbler brain offers you that you probably pissed off these kid Ulysses. Except this is Earth, between different planets, different universes, and a massive timeline. In your memory, you're having a hard time figuring it out. Was I like a granddaughter of Jade? You trip over on a big tree. You trip over a big tree root and length mark on your face in the dirt. You choke on decaying plant matter. Okay, that's quite disgusting description. Clawing out your throat and roll over on your back just in time to see two cyclops about to bring down one huge foot right in your vulnerable body. Are you allowed to start over if you haven't even made a brand choice yet? You cover your eyes. What was that? Nothing happens. A samurai? After a moment, you Olympic level bread catching you eventual peak, and the two cyclops is in peace on the ground, two pieces. You hope the thematic resonance offered you some comfort through such brutal end. Well, okay, cool. You scramble to your feet. Your future new friend Jake must have intervened to save you. You look around for him, but there's another swoosh noise, and a glint of metal, and something human appears in front of you. In front of the Cyclops' body. A fucking ninja. A machine robot ninja. It's a robot, kind of cartoony one, kind of shiny metal, joins some big red anime sunglasses. It even has a perfectly gel metal hairstyles. Honestly, it looks pretty goofy, but he's also holding a katana and staring right at you. You think you saw something similar broken all over the floor on Equi's room. As a matter of fact, we did. It must be a battle robot. You don't have the strength of your punchiest friend. Challenge the robot. Challenge him! Do not. Challenge the robot. I kinda wanna challenge the robot. With a yell, you charge forward, waving your arms intimidatingly. Yeah, it's a robot. It's not scared. The robot implacably waits for your approach, then strikes out in one swift motion, too fast to see. You crumble on the ground, your world exploding in pain with hovering a ball, waiting for the robot to finish you off. But it's not interested, it zooms away, leaving you to your agonies. In the burst of lucidity believable to you, you discern that it has kicked you in the chest, breaking several of your ribs. No problem, that's totally survivable injury. You'll be fine and ready to get your Frenchy Katamari rolling again in no time. You're just gonna lie here for a bit first, just to gather your strength. Just gonna lie here to injured Tyrann, surrounded by ferocious beasts and licking the delicious aromatic blood. Just for a minute or two. Masturbate, game over. Of course I can charge the fucking thing and die. Charge! And death. Dead. Let's, of course, do nothing. You default to your old standby, cowering in your shrink back, hand raising the universal symbol for whoa, now, shit. No horse pun intended. For some reason, the thought of Equus and the presence of this brother are making your brain go right to horses. Suddenly, a shot rings up out behind you. It sounds so stupid that you almost don't believe it, but it's true. Who's shooting a gun, not a robot? The robot makes a little Startup noise and resists Catan into a ready stance. A blur of green and khaki charges out of the jungle and tackles the robber full on in the stomach. Okay, it doesn't fall to the ground, instead it puts the kid, a human, you can now see, spiraled this Jake guy into a headlock and strangle, lashing it with his elbow and kicking his ankle? What? The robber proceeds to beat the kid up. There's a reason to describe it in detail. It's unpleasant to watch, it makes you feel really bad. You didn't even know there could be a polar opposite of Aquis, but this kid is it. The robber is super effective against him. Wait a minute, wait, a kid's trying to save us, but now the robber is beating the shit out of him. You have to stop it, but there's too much action for you to get close. And if you could reach Jake, there's no way you will zap him out of here without bringing the battle bot with you. Except things have been weird lately. To accept the rule of your power no longer seem to so inviolable. Maybe you can just do it. You close your eyes, and this is really hard about bringing Jake with you. Where the hell are we? Yeah, we are in the Jade Place. Is this Jade Place? There was Tomb Raider. We can see Avatar. You can see... What the hell is this? I don't recognize anything else. Not Nation Treasure. There's Indiana Jones. Star Wars I see there. Knight's Tale. Oh, interesting. I can see Star Wars, Terminator. What the hell is that? Is that Hulk? Hulk? Oh yeah, it's Hulk. And there's the... I forgot the name of that character actually, from the X-Men universe. When you open your eyes, a young man stands in his bedroom. Wait, is Jake's birthday? No, what? What, you shake your head in consternation. Anyway, you manage to bring Jake and only Jake into the house. He stands there clutching his side and panting, covering from the rubble beat down. The guy's bedroom is so covered in movie poster, and the floor is littered with weaponry. A lot of the kids you've met live like this, basically lounging around in puddles. They treat us pertaining to their character-defining interest. Anyway, it's clear to anyone who sees this room that he absolutely fucking loves movie and guns. You don't need to waste any time on exposition here. Jeez, can assume you're right over there, my chromatically challenged chappie. You're fine, Jake is the one who seems hurt. The robber really did a number with him. I'll say, confounded thing practically never doesn't do a number of me. It does so many numbers, it's one short on standing ovation down Broadway Abbey. I'm just glad I could be there to help, you know, life is always just a smidgen easier with a bruised helping hand firmly placed on your behind. Okay. The friend behind you is what I mean to say. Sure. Jake doesn't really seem fazed by any of this, not the alien monsters on his island, nor your presence, nor his ungainly defeat at the hands of the anime robot. Yeah. Not even he by teleporting him around. Well, sure, my good buddy Jane told me you might drop by, and honestly I've been chomping at the proverbial bit to meet your feller me lad. Okay. I'm sure Janie showed you good time, and she is so stand-up-host and top-notch friendo. An absolute wonder when to know about. I fucking hate it. I fucking hate it. He's talking like me. My gosh, I've just been gung-ho to show a brand new personage around the old digs. Get it? I live at a ruined temple and it's literally digs. Nudge you with a mini-phone elbow and give you a heart racing off the brows. You literally speak like me. Did he just say that out loud? He did. As a matter of fact, we also say things out loud. I guess we are the crazy one. Well, here you are, ready to shine around Ruined Temple. Where to first? Haha, let's not actually go there. You know, I'm no stranger to danger, but these are nothing like a man's familiar four walls to give him a feeling of peace and quietude. Well, the better hide out for a bit, just a tactical withdrawal. Will is my robot body and the usual monster menagerie are out and about. Right, monsters. You can't help but notice that this is the same island where Jade lived, but instead of one big white creature, custodian like Beck, Jake has lots. Trying to be culturally sensitive, you tell him it must have been nice to have such a big family. Jake looks perplexed. I reckon they're no family. Reckon it must be nice. I can't say I've ever had one though. If families what you're looking for, you couldn't have picked the worst place to mount your search. As a matter of fact, it sounds quite isolated as a place, so I doubt. There's as much familiar spirit in my locale as cows in a cornfield, which is to say there's simply none to be seen. Oh shit, you misinterpret things? So Jake really just live here alone? That must be hard. I'll say it, why don't you leave? Like, I mean, come on, it's like everything around here wants to kill you, even the robots, okay? I'll say as another of my friends could tell you, there's nothing worse than being a teen stranded alone in the middle of a Pacific Ocean. My grandma used to live here with me, but she died long ago. Oh, you think of your friend, John, or rather his corpse standing serenely in Jane's living room. Same house, similar kids, same island, mysteriously dead grandma. Yeah, quite mysteriously. I thought she was kinda immortal. But also, my other curious thing is that what happened to his nuclear familiar? The over OP Becky, the super dog. I guess he died like in dog ages? Interesting, so she was never able to teleport his grandchild? That's weird. Wait, actually, grandchild? Grandchild? So it's not even her mother. Okay, never mind. Do you think your friend John, or rather this corpse and his remote in Jane's living room, same house, similar kids, same island, and mysteriously dead grandma? It's not hard to put two together and come up with your dead friend Jade. It's like a punch, even though inexorable passage of time means that, of course, you could zap to the future and visit time periods where all your friends are dead, if you wanted. You guess that's kind of what you did to your old friends by skipping forward so many years of Alternia. Haha. Wow, you're kind of starting hyperventilating about this. I guess I'm panicking. Yeah. You focus out on Jake, trying to pull yourself together. Luckily, he doesn't seem to have noticed anything is wrong with you. Jake seems like the kind of person who doesn't have room in his head to talk and notice other people at the same time. But I try not to complain. After all, things could be worse. Have all the cans a boy could ever want to cockalize? 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 Can you actually use that as a word? Cockalize? Cookalize? I get to run into a pumpkin patch and my heart's delight. Plus, this island is the perfect setting for one of those coolest things in the world. That's right, adventure. The trail of discovery, the frenzy of battle. I'm fulfilling feeling of complete doom, the fact that you're probably gonna die alone in the middle of the forest. It's the most fulfilling version of them all. Why no boy or son? This position could feel sad about his perpetual isolation, and deadness attribute of family members when the whole dark and teamy jungle is a will for his dauntless exploration. Is that really what he thinks? You can't help but remember about 30 seconds ago when Jack said he didn't want to go out to the ruins. You're no problem, Sleuth, but Jake's room looks pretty lived in, not to mention the quantity of movie consumption suggested by his decor. You're about to respond when there's a horrendous clatter from down below. Jake frees as a small animal cog in the headlights. You suspect the headlights are on the red anime glasses variety. Oh fuck, Potus, the metal maverick makes his return. Listen, you look like a RAM customer with primal getaway sticks? What the fuck? That kind of okay. Fleeing is probably our best option here. Yeah, I guess makes sense. You don't get it. The last guy you knew who made a habit of consulting with battle bots always bested them handily. Why will Jake make something he couldn't beat? Whoa, jumpy hey-ho, Sharpot, I'm touched by your high opinion of my robotics know-how. No, I didn't make the robot. My best buddy did. Your best buddy? He's a genius with tech of all kinds and a real, thoughtful guy, even though sometimes I wish he will apply some of that big brain box to helping me out just a touch more. He couldn't be here himself because of the physical limitation of time and space, so he sent the robot to train me? What a kind friend. It was like, imagine designer of talking to a robot, it's like, I want you to become a friend of mine, yeah, but don't kill him. Just break his neck, break everything, all his bone. Just don't kill him. And in case you just, break some of his arm, shit, I don't know. It's really nice if you think about it. It means at first I thought it was somehow overbearing and unnecessary, but after Dirk explained it to me, I got that it was his way of being nice. His bad friend sounds unique, convoluted, weird. Maybe he just hates you, actually. Not everyone is as lucky as me to have 3 stalwart compadres to brighten their day when they live alone on a murder island. It's like, oh my god, it was like the Hunger Games. It's like my friend sent me on a Hunger Game island and just fight and decided to spawn robots and monsters to fucking kill me. When you think about it, it must just be the luckiest gen who ever has stranded in a Pacific with parcel ferocious monsters and a killer robot. It's just one? Oh nice, it's just one! What a lovely news. You guess someone could say that. If that someone was Jake. Under a harsh sound from below. Below reminds you of the urgency of the situation. You could easily teleport the two of you out of here. But well, the creepy biotech chittering noise of drones still echoes in your memories. You had some bad experience trying to escape a killer robot with its eyes set on a friend. Escape via teleportation seemed like a temporary solution at best. Sooner or later, Jake's probably going to have to face the robot. Is there some way you two acting together can take it down? You don't understand. It learns from your action. Well, your friend is a piece of shit. Is it an AI? Said a bunch. Oh my god. Anytime I started to get the jump on that bird chrome-ass sucker, it just turned around and given itself a true school feeding on the topic of kicking my sweet BB. If we fight it together, it will just learn how to fight two people, and then when you leave me all by my lonesome, I'll be up shit creek with any paddle to be found. It's like that robot in The Incredibles. What? Which one? Except instead of being absolutely fantastic work of cinematic art, it's my real life. Jeez, Grism! Jake's friend is among the worst gift givers you ever seen. There's just one thing we can do it if a hasty retreat isn't that what tickles your biscuits. We could find a way to turn on novice mode. It will be easier to deal with. I usually don't do it, but I hate to subject a guest to the violent vicissitudes of a robotic rascal. I just can't remember how it's done. Your friend didn't give you a manual? You know, like when you get the Terminator, they give you like a nice manual. No? Okay. Okay, so at least his friend included an easy mode. Okay. Now it's just like, oh, it's not an easy mode, why not? You were starting to think this guy was one of those gamers who thought easy modes cheapened the experience. But if he designed that thing with a novice mode, maybe he can remind Jake how to trigger it. And well, I have to admit, you really put your achromatic digit right on the crux of the matter. There, amigo. Striders, a bang up bro, I won't utter a word against him, but he doesn't really like to offer help. I imagine hell think it is my fault for getting in the first place, that he probably won't want to give me an answer, because then I won't learn the lesson that I shouldn't be so forgetful. Oh, okay, you're starting to form some tentative opinions about this Strider guy, yeah. Let's say, but I think you stumble onto quite a slick solution to our woes. There's no shame in a brave adventurer asking for help when he's well and truly fucked. Maybe we can find someone willing to offer us their casa as temporary abode. Oh sure, you could do that. Maybe Jake will cool message Jane. Although, now that you think about it, giving you Jane talk about Jake when you were there, it seemed cruel to spring something like this on her with so little lead time to prepare herself. You don't want to fluster her too badly. You quickly backpedal, telling Jake that Jane seemed too busy when you were there last. Is there anyone else? Oh well, Roxy probably. Zoozled by now. Zoozled? You know, pie-eyed on a tooth, tying one on, deep into giggle water, 3 sheets. It doesn't make it better? What the fuck? 3 sheets to the cold Noriaster? Okay, wait, she's drunk. Bingo! What's his name? Nemo? She's drunk? At this time in the morning? So this is a common thing as she's Jake's age. You don't want to make any assumption, but that sounds well concerning. Wait a bloody second. Why the hell? What? Wait, Jake, wait. Jake. Are you 13, right? Are you 13? Your amigo, isn't she 13 too? Jesus Louise. Notes are familiar. You remember what hell feels like a long time ago. Now, happy girl symbolically trash her mother's liquor collection. Of course, alcoholism isn't that rare, but still, you're starting to feel like there's something strange about all these convergent circumstances. Anyway, did Jake show his friends it's okay? Oh no, it's nothing like that. Roxy just a fun and a wacky girl. Haha. Sure, she doubled into the devil's drink, but she always seems to be having such a good time. We don't want to make any unfair assumption about it. Somehow this fails to make you feel better. Me too, I guess. Asking Strider for help is our only option. I just know he's going to be a complete pain into Keister about it. I have to butter him up like a moldy muffin. Are you good at manners or persuasion? Yikes. You want to understand where this kid is coming from, but you are reaching your limits here. Is that really all the friendship Jake has? So that is bleak. There's clearly some kind of feelings-based drain work on the horizon for him and Jane. His friend Roxy is obviously having a crisis that Jake pretends not to see. As a matter of fact, I agree with that sadly sentence. Well, yeah. And his friendship with Strider has more red flags than the people of Republic of China. Oof. And this is what Jake is willing to put up with just for companionship. He just pretends he doesn't see the huge issue in his friendship to keep the peace. This is what it looks like when someone is so indiscriminately hungry for affection that they're willing to go along with anything to get it. He had about enough. You tell Jack you cannot stand this anymore, this life, and he is no good, not even close. He lost his family and he's scared to leave his house. His only companion in real life is a robot that's programmed to hurt him, and he thinks that he was a bloody gift. He's even unwilling to face the glaring flaws in his closest relationship. And all of this might be hard and sad, but he cannot be helping Jake to be so deep in denial about it. He can't just cover his soul up with chevalier optimism. There's no way he's the best way for him to live. You understand it must be scary when there seem to be structural flaws in every one of Jake's support pillars, but addressing them is the only way anything can get better. Because this hiding out in his room all alone and just pretending he has the support he needs is not sustainable. You don't say this part, but he keeps going along with that other people want him to be. You're scared for what's going to happen to him as he grows up. That cannot lead anywhere good. After you run, Jake stares at you aghast. You start to feel bad. Yes, he probably needs to hear those things, but you could have guided him more gently. You're usually an expert at encouraging people slowly toward emotional growth, but this kid really got under your skin. But then Jake's face crumbles. You're absolutely right. Oh, I'm lying to myself. I manicure the image of myself as some brave adventure, but I don't go out to the ruins unless I have to. I suppose at some level I have suspected that things with Jane and Roxy and Dirk weren't exactly Jake. Jakey? Wait, what? It's like a word that means good. It just plays English. Jake, English. What? Anyway, I guess he didn't realize how serious it was or how much he was really ignoring. Gee, fucking Willy scare. It's not easy to hear that all things came across loud and clear to a complete strangers, as a matter of fact. It is. That really makes me feel low. But I guess for a truly brave gentleman, the only thing to do is try to do better from here on out. It's scary, but I do want to be the kind of person who is honest and forthright. A real hero. If I'm not doing that, then I need to figure out how to do that. Holy smokes, you really opened my eyes. MX, mystery friend. You really got a knack for spotting problems. Do you think you could stick around and help me do better? It's like asking the sun if it minds shining. Happy people confront their ruined issue and come out and it's changed for the better. Why? That's the very thing you're desperately latched on to give your life some kind of purpose. But something about this feels off. Was your run really all it took to turn things around for Jake? You really just fix him. Doesn't seem right. Definitely not good pacing. Anyway, Jake is looking at you with big green puppy eyes. You have to make a choice. Agreed to help. Of course you're going to help Jake's casket, didn't he? You think through your whole bag of friendship tricks, encouraging him to talk to people about his feelings. It'd probably be good. It's a little complex. He has 3 different relationships with his kids, all with their own set of problems. And you are not convinced that Jake is really up for confrontation yet? Your best bet is probably forging unlikely connection through your powers of teleportation and friend matchmaking. You think proudly of the time you introduced Daraya to Theseus, someone who struggled with the question Daraya was facing, but found a more constructive solution. That's what you need. Not someone similar to Jake, but a good foil, someone who will be able to call Jake on his avoidance. No need to ultimate pool, no puncher, an expert in tough love. You need Vriska Serket. No! Oh. Okay, don't kill him. You ask Jake if you might take the initiative to introduce him to another one of your friends, someone who has the kind of take-no-bullshit approach that he needs to cultivate, someone who can really help. Oh, abso-fucking-lutely! Lead on, buckaroo! You clap your hand mentally, when his shoulder ends up over to Vriska. Don't kill him. You accept her to be in her hive, but when your field of vision clears, you're at the beach again. You appear no diplomatic distance away, nor right into her face. Vriska is walking down the beach, hands in her pockets, occasionally aiming to a disaffected kick at a piece of trash. You call out her and wave her over. Her face splits into green and on the side of you. It gives you a warm glow, like you've befriended someone's mean cat who never gets along with visitors. Maybe more like someone Me mountain lion. Hey there. Hi, Vriska, what is she doing on this beach? I came here looking for my stupid fish friend, Terezi. I need an explosive device for a thing, and as much as I hate to admit it, Ampora isn't bad at making them. He's bad at making it? Isn't bad at making it. But he's not even here. I can't even find him the one time I ever want to see him. Ever. Figures. My so-called friends leaving me to do all the work again. Alright, they're trying to do the revolution. I forgot about it. It is kind of self-started energy that Jake could really learn from. Speaking of, you start to introduce your friends to each other, but when you turn to Jake, he's frozen, his face caught in an expression of shock and wonder. Maybe you should have mentioned a friend was an alien, you keep forgetting to mention things like that. As you look at him, Jake rallies, snapping out such a ramrod posture, you'll half expect him to salute. He opens his mouth to speak, then he shuts it. You can talk to her, you prom. It's okay. Yes, right there. And trembling on the lip of your pit, knowledge just ready to fall into the expectant abyss. I'm happy to learn whatever you can teach me. Although I must say, when my pal here intimidated they had a friend who could help, I didn't expect you to be such a blue, spidery persuasion. Of course. Why would anyone be anything else when they could be a blue and spidery? Wait, what? Have you ever saw the point when my extraterrestrial associate? Hope you'll pardon my candor, but a real gentleman doesn't hide from the truth. You may be the coolest girl I ever seen in my entire life. Kissed the toe, nervously hoping he didn't overstep. Well, I can say I'm surprised to hear it. Feel free to keep listing things what are awesome about me. Despite his professed admiration for Vriska, however, Jake isn't listening. Hang on, wait, technically the only girl I seen was my grandma, but you know what I mean. It's kind of disrespectful to refer to one's own grandma as a girl, so I didn't mean her. Ah, gosh, I seem to be rambling. Well, I hope this is a writing example of the kind of being true to myself I ought to cultivate as a regular habit from here on out. I think you can be very brave to just keep being yourself even when things feel awkward, don't you think so? Hahaha, oh well. There's so many things wrong with that, I don't even know where to start. Oh, Dogone? Dogone! Really? This is why I need your help, Miss Vriska. I didn't see anything wrong with any of that at all. Here I'm going around thinking what I'm saying to everyone is tickety-boo, and turns out it's all being a load of cattywumps who's fiddle faddle. Oh man, this is the nicest present anyone ever gotten me. She addressing you now, ignoring Jake's question, a predatory shark smile upon her pointy face. You must have known things were getting bad with Tavros, in a different way than usual, I mean. He just kind of stopped responding the same way he did before, and now even because of his fakey fraud confidence, he just say no good can come of talking to me. So you brought me a new nerdy losers. These rules, I was like, oh, I kind of realized, don't break his leg! Vriska, please, don't break his leg too! Okay, let's, give it a try. Well, that wasn't exactly what you expected, although, now that you think about it, when you expect this, pretty much anyone could have seen this coming. I agree with that. Hey, it's Jake, of course. I may have my little quirks and quibbles, but that doesn't mean I'm a loser. If you weren't a lady in either say such a slanderous language, it will earn you one-way ticket to Fisticuffs Island, which now that I think about is more or less an appropriate moniker for my permanent residence. How do you like the Granny's Mite apples? This is hilarious! I never met anyone who makes me feel so good about myself. I'm so lucky to be cool. Excuse me, but I haven't heard hide nor hair of an apology yet, Miss Rude Alien Girl. At least Jake is standing up for himself, but you get the feeling that this enthusiastic bravado wouldn't hold up if the issue was an interpersonal one with his friends. Either way, Vriska is not backing down. She sides Jake up, stepping forward to intimidate him. Do you really want to fight? Because I get the feeling you're whatever your plan is equivalent of Kulo. Of Kulo is... what? Kulo? Let's say Kulo. I may not know what means, but I never once back down from a scrum, and I'm not about to start now, chum. Whoa, chill the fight down. You're not going to let two of your best friends, I can tell you that includes all of your friends, throw down right in front of you. Especially not after Vriska compared Jake to Tavros. Doesn't she remember the consequence of fighting Tavros? Doesn't she want things to go differently here? Wait, what's that supposed to mean? Don't break his fucking leg. Oh no, you didn't mean any offense. You know Vriska has been through a lot. Her past mistakes will be viewed with that context. But you know Vriska didn't mean to hurt Tavros as much as she did, right? Vriska is no longer having fun. She turned to now, her mouth set into a line, fist clenching at her side. You remember how magical it seemed to have earned her friendship, and how easily Vriska can lash out when she thinks her friends have turned on her. You think you know what went down between me and Tavros? Tavros was also almost as pathetic as this guy. I was trying to help him to get stronger. But every time I did, he just folded like a loser. He barely even tried to fight back. He was too scared and wimpy. And everyone always gets mad at me for pushing him. But that's what our plan is going to do to him. And if he doesn't get stronger, he'll die. Trying to protect him from danger. Now he's just letting that happen later. I wouldn't even say I'm the only one who ever really cared about him. At least I try to help him shape up. He almost forgot Jake is here, but at this he makes the indignant noise. He returned to see that his anger and distress has ratcheted up several notches. Well, pardon me, Spatters Murphy, but it doesn't sound like you were much of a friend at all. Oh god. Oh god. Oh snap! You're not Jake trying to let him know that Vriska can be a little scary and might not be the best to push her on this, but Jake isn't listening. No matter how much you might think you're doing this fellow a favor, from what you said, he was really scared and sad. I'm sorry, but that doesn't make someone stronger, it makes them scared. Even if you think it's good for him, or even if he's sad, it was what he happened. What he wanted? Wait. It was what he wanted. Like maybe when he was talking about having a fighting a partner, that he really wanted was companionship due to being alone all the time. And to be totally candid, it's hard to believe you didn't know that. Which means it really is more about what you want than what's best for him, even though you keep saying it's what's best for him, which makes it really hard to argue. Anyway, if you ask me, you're a rotten friend. I don't think I want to be one of my after all. Before Vriska can respond, almost inevitably make things worse, you cut her off. Enough. Enough is enough. You tell her you are sorry for making assumption. You know she was doing the best she could with the raw deal she was given in this culture. You offer her a quick thank you for his hellish social interaction and ask for some time alone with your incipient friend here. Vriska still looks annoyed, and there are moments there you're scared she won't let it go, but she does, stepping back and rebranding her fragile expression to apathy. You guys pushing it will mean admitting she cares about your opinion of her. Whatever. Talk to you loser later. Loser, nerds. After she leave, you put a comforting hand on Jake's shoulder. They got pretty raw, huh? I kind of seemed like in the end there he wasn't talking about Vriska at all. Like there was someone else he wanted to say all that stuff too. No, this has nothing to do with me. It was about some weird alien situation. Huh? You gently suggest that this might be one of those situations the two of you were talking about earlier, where Jake is suppressing the truth because it's inconvenient to acknowledge that it bears some slight resemblance to the situation in his own friend group. Does he make... Wait, what? Jake averts his gaze, clearly uncomfortable. No way, all my friends are the best in show. Even if what you're implying was true. It's different when he's your friend. A man cannot get by without his bros, so sometimes he has to make allowances. Certain, let's say, eccentricities are just what you have to put up with. The best friends are involved. No, they're not. You're allowed to hold your friends accountable. This is a weapon-grade personal truth you're spouting, but Jake doesn't look enlightened. Instead, he's growing red in the face with indignance. What would you know about it anyway? Not to be rude, but it's a very personal situation between a fella and his buddies. Don't think it's appreciate what you're implying. You don't want to get frustrated, but Jake did ask for your help. The two of you came here because you were going to face up the hard truths about Jake's life. Don't Jakes want to do that? Well, of course I do. I'm ready to take a hard look into all rum, pepper, and don't you doubt it. I just that when it comes to my friends, I didn't think you were saying any of them were bad. I thought you were encouraging me to take things in a more forthright direction because, well... Out of the color nervously. Because of their feeling towards me. Gosh, it sounds stupid when I say it like that. Hope you know I'm not some kind of pompous braggadocio, making myself out to be some slick Casanova type. I'm probably just making it up. I'm the kind of guy who gets confused easily, especially with the number of concussion I've sustained over the years. A little bit with that boozoo. That's me. More than once I've gotten an inkling that some of my friends might be giving me the eagle eye, firing up the karting maneuver, if you get my drift. So when you say things weren't right between me and my friends, that's sort of where I thought the personal change was heading. And impression only further bolstered when you proceed to introduce me to your blue arachnite team friend. I figure you remember my sapphire sirens from my room? You know, Neytiri and all that. No, I don't know any of those stuff. It was sweet gesture though, just so you're aware, she's a little too young for me to take that kind of interest. Appreciate the thought though, just some constructive criticism for the next time. Now you are tempted yourself to say aloud some kind of goofy RP action indicating your embarrassment. You don't though, because it sounds stupid when Jake does that. Geez, this is a mess. This case has issue on issue. When you think you put your finger on one, it slides away to reveal 3 more. You're playing person on Groot, Whack-a-Mole over here. You gamely draw yourself up and plunge onward, determined. Okay, you tell Jake. So, if that's what he thought you were going to talk about, let's talk about it. How does it make him feel thinking his friends are all attracted to him? What does he plan to do about it? Oh, you know, it is all that malarkey will work itself out over time. I figure I'll wait until someone brings it up and then just go along with that they think we should do. Really? That's his strategy? You know what? Finger middle. Really? What a shitty strategy. Simmerbuckle Lakadesical and gives you a sinking feeling again about what is in store for future Jake. Does he have to return any of those feelings? Sure I do, my friends are the cats. Pajamas? I don't mind saying I really love them. Right, of course, but is there any one of them feels differently about? Or will he say if, for example, Jane asks him out? I say yes, of course. How could I say no to the top Shiba like Jenny? She's mad and wimp with a mug to match. Alright, what about Roxy? A fellow will have to be daft as a no-door-knob to turn down Roxy. She's a genius tech hacker, a spy like in all my favorite movies. And Strider. Are you kidding? Strider, my best bro in the world. My strapping gent if we were getting into it. I can't think of any reason to say no to a proposition like that. From my best bud. The way Jake conceives of things is just far enough off. From your own viewpoint, you can't help feeling like you're passing by each other without really connecting. For example, he doesn't have to have a reason to say no to a friend asking me out. It comes down to his feelings. Does he really have strong feelings for any of these people? Like stronger feelings than he has for Neytiri? Whoa, hey, now that's not really fair. Neytiri is the perfect woman. No, you insist it is fair. If someone has feelings for him, he should not be with them unless he has stronger feelings for that real flesh and blood person than he does for a poster of Neytiri. It's important. Well, huh? If you put it that way, I don't know if he ever had feelings like that. I don't even know if he's capable of those kind of feelings. If that's the case, then he needs to be prepared to tell his friend that. It's not like he has to have his conversation now, but someday the feeling his friends have need to be addressed. He needs to be ready to turn them down. I'm becoming very therapy, like very therapeutic. He needs to make this decision. He can't just wait for things to resolve on their own and deal with the consequences later. Huh? Wow. He doesn't sound nearly as excited about personal growth as he did before. He does sound dejected. I must say, you're giving me a lot to think about. That's a good thing, you remind him. He's learning important things. Well, sorry, but a lot of people tell me it's important for me to learn various things. For sure, sometimes they're right. I've never assumed much of a chap who knows everything, but you also been telling me I can set up for myself sometimes, make my own decision about what's right instead of letting other people tell me how to live. I just don't think I agree with you on this. He sneaks a guilty look at you from under his sad bowed head. What I mean is, I like making my pals happy. Even if I'm not always sure about if I want the things they want, and I cannot imagine the consequences of our real be that bad, I think that it matters on the heart and fine just going with the flow. No offense, but the way you are advocating I go about it seems hard and sad. I don't want to hurt people. I think it's best if I just sit back and see how things work out. And if someone asks me to do something, I might as well try it. That's just the kind of adventure boy I am. You want to respect Jake's choices, but you cannot help the exasperation rising up in you. Sure, he can decide how he wants to conduct his friendship, but the approach he's talking about is really unhealthy. If he wants to do the right by his friends, then he has to be honest with them and with himself. Otherwise, it's not fair to anyone. See there you saying, but if you want my 100% bona fide opinion, I don't think I can do that. I guess we had different ideas about what we were getting into with this. He can do it though, all he has to do is try. Jake is shaking his head. I'm sorry, I know you were really trying to help. I'm sure you're an excellent compadre, just like Spider-Girl said, but this isn't working for me. Maybe you should just take me home now? I can figure out some way to deal with a robot. He's still well below the average Jake level of energy. You can see that you really affected him, but you are far from confident that your intervention is going to make any difference in the long run. Despite his seemingly earnestness, I guess Jake wasn't ready for change as he thought he was. Wait a fucking second, is this a bad end? A horrible powerlessness tries you to overwhelm you all at once. It makes you furious. This is unfair. Jake gave you a choice between two options. You chose to help him facing problems. You know that was the right choice. You didn't do anything wrong. You were kind and patient. You took him sincerely and pushed him in the right direction. You deserve a good ending. You deserve to save him. But you can tell Jake is emotionally closing up and willing to bet the conversation the two of you just had was among the most candid of his life, and he isn't ready for another. You want so badly to help him, but you know exactly the changes he needs to make. But you cannot make those changes for him. He needs to do it himself. He's just not ready. Maybe he'll never be. You hate this. You hate Jake. You hate Jake, okay? You hate yourself making people's lives better. It's the one thing that giving your piecemeal existence any meaning, and he's taking this away from you. His stupid inability to face his issue is ruining your life. To linger as long as you can, but eventually you have to do it. You're gonna take the L. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of the episode. We actually got a bad ending. What the actual potato-y hell? I guess it is what it is. Hope you enjoy. Hope you see you again. Let's try the other route. See if we actually supposed to get the bad ending. And if not, whatever. See you again. Tomorrow. Maybe the next day. The next month. The next year. Lovely.